What's the names in the band rapping?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Underestimated Podcast. It's host Jeremy. We're back with another episode. So listen, I'm extremely excited for this series. I'm glad to finally get it underway. I've been kind of prolonging it a tad bit, but I don't believe I'm too far off schedule. So let's see where I want to start. I kind of have a lot to cover before we actually get into the actual episode itself. But this is just gonna be great. This is nothing but great content for quite some time. So I'm going to say this in advance. I'm trying to sound as energetic and excited as possible because believe me, I truly am about this series, but I am still kind of recovering. I found myself a bit sick yesterday, so I'm still kind of recovering, but I've been kind of putting this off for a little longer than I wanted to now. So I got to get this to go. I got to get this out. So welcome to this new series called 𝒮𝒶𝓁𝓀 Saturdays. It's going to be a 10-episode limited series on the podcast where you will get pretty much the complete overview of what it is that I do in I call it my job. I treat it as a job, and I work towards it as a job because that is something that I truly plan on pursuing as a actual monetary career in the future. So, and a lot of you have been asking me, what it is that I do. So hopefully this series can answer all of those questions. And if not, then, of course, still ask. And then I will obviously try to answer those as best as I possibly can. Firstly, I also want to thank the Salk men's basketball program, Coach Lynch, Coach Mo, and the guys, all 12 guys on the roster, for collaborating with me on this series because I couldn't have done this on my own. That obviously their help on their end, they are the other 50% that makes this series what it is. It's about them, not just me. It's about all of us. So I can't thank them enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I promise to make this the best possible series for all of us in totality as possible. So, where do I start? Okay, if y'all want a backstory on how I even got this job in the first place, and then I'll do that. So, if some of you may not know or do know, I am a alum at USC 𝒮𝒶𝓁𝓀, University of South Carolina 𝒮𝒶𝓁𝓀. Go Indians, woo woo woo, haha. I've been going there since last August. It's currently in my second semester. I'm a freshman, obviously, major in broadcast journalism, whole nine, right? And as y'all clearly see on this podcast, I cover basketball, football, baseball, MMA, boxing, right? Okay. As far as my university goes, we have only baseball and basketball that I personally would like to cover. So shortly after I graduated high school, in last June, I had already had months ahead planned, mentally, that I wanted to start a podcast. That was just how I wanted to jumpstart my broadcasting, analyst career or whatever. So I was supposed to go to this broadcasting camp in North Carolina. like a week after I graduated. But the people over the camp had just never kept in contact with me and my family, so that never had fell through. But I was like, you know what? I still feel like regardless of me having that camp or not, I'm made for this, and I'm going to give it a go, regardless. So shortly after I graduated, I kind of started using some old reliables. I got a laptop and this microphone that y'all get this superb audio from that I've had for years now that was still in the box. It was never even open. I took it out of my closet, opened it, started putting stuff together, figured out how to use it. Then actually I had this set of, I started off actually on a set of Xbox mic headphones. That's how I started off. And then I was like, once it gets to the point where I'm recording like a visual podcast, I don't want y'all to see me with the Xbox game mic. That's not how I want to be viewed. If anything, I want some real good headphones. So then I did some research on, what are the best headphones to utilize for podcasts and stuff like that. And I ended up with a pair of Sony headphones, white Sony headphones that I got. And they're great. And so I would much rather use these in any type of podcast, whether it's visual or just audio only, whatever. So then, after that, I started the podcast, and now we're pretty much here. But then to kind of take it into, my job again, putting it back there. So I started school, and I was like, And so, well, my university is split up into two campuses, where we have one that has, I think my campus has baseball, softball, and soccer. I believe that's it. And then the other campus has, basketball, volleyball. And I believe that's it. So I was like, oh yeah. So instead we got a football program, but you never know, right? Anyway. So then I was like, I would have loved for somehow me to have some sort of interaction on the podcast with the basketball team, well, the basketball program in general, and then the baseball program. So at my particular university, the baseball coach is also the athletic director. So what I did was I want to say it was like might have been a, might have been like a Sunday. Actually, hold on. I think I actually put up the email if I can find it. Hold on. Okay, I thought I wasn't gonna find it, but I did actually find it. So let me see when this actually was. I got the date, but I want to figure out what day of the week it was. Let's see. Yeah, it was indeed on a Sunday. Yep. Okay. So Sunday, November 5th, 2023. I emailed. Well, I went on our school's website into the athletic department of it, and then got to the coaches of the baseball team and the basketball team's emails. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just shoot them an email, shoot them both an email, and then see what happens. So I'm not gonna sit here and read the whole email that I sent to them. But yeah, I did email Coach Lynch on November 5th at I can't see the time. Anyway, and then it wasn't, I don't think, maybe 10 minutes before he got back to me and told me that they were in need of a solidified PA announcer. And I was like, He was like, basically, could you get there? We have a game Wednesday. Could you, or it might have been Thursday. I think it was Wednesday though. We have a game Wednesday. Could you somehow get here and we can discuss some things and maybe you could get something in. I was like, great. Like, I want to do it. Yes, yes, I want to do it. So I had to talk with my parents. They were open to it. And so then that Wednesday came along. I got my first little outfit together and got dressed. Got up there and met everyone, the whole coaching staff. So then you got head coach, which is Coach Matt Lynch, and then you have the assistant coaches, Coach. I call him Coach Mo, but he's known, well, within the team as Coach Crowder, Maurice Crowder, and then you got C. White, Christian White. So met all of them and met all the guys. It was just great. Went back into the coach's office. He kind of wrote out this little script for me. Then I went to the scorers table. Kind of got the little PA announcing system set up for me, and that's the magic started to happen. My intent later on down the line is to be on ESPN. I want my own show on ESPN. When you turn on your TV at 8, 9, 10, 11 in the morning, I want you to be, I want you to see me on ESPN at that time of day. But you got to start somewhere. I've heard all the stories of the Shannon Sharps and the Stephen A. Smiths and um, I mentioned so many people. Skip Bayless. Oh, my mind's so blank. Anyway, but you got to start somewhere. These guys didn't just take off into ESPN superstardom overnight, and neither will I. But I do believe I have the capabilities to do so. I do believe I broadcast very well, and as an actual writer and speaker, I think I also excel very well in those areas as well. So I feel like I have all the components to eventually end up on that stage. But in due time, I'm still 17, so definitely in due time. Okay, so yeah, I think my first game was against. Oh man, I should know this. Well, I can backtrack because I said that game was, well, that email was November 5th. So if I can track down the schedule, then I can definitely figure out which game was my first. And I should know this. And now I'm gonna remember. I'll make sure I remember what my first game was. Okay, so Francis Marion. My first game was against. Well, first game I covered was against Francis Marion. Pretty dope. Francis Marion. Yep. And I believe we won. Actually, yeah, we definitely won. So basically, I actually had the picture of that script. I may put it in this video to show y'all. Do I still have that script? Yeah, he wrote it on like one of those long tan looking sticky notes with the lined paper on them. And basically, it's kind of been my script that I've kind of used as a template throughout the season. So basically, I just told everyone to rise for the national anthem because I'm no Chris Brown or Usher or anyone of that nature, so I'm not gonna sing it, of course. And then it's already queued up, and then it's played. Then I kind of started off with it being a little shortened, but now I kind of broadened it out because as you get further into it, you get more reps of doing it. You kind of try more stuff out and see what works, what doesn't work, what you like, what you don't like. And so now I kind of say if we have a game on Wednesday, and in particular, the game I'm gonna cover in this episode being Spartanburg Methodist, I would say welcome to NJCAA men's basketball. Well, welcome to Thursday night NJCAA men's basketball competition, where the visiting Spartanburg Methodist College, I think they're the, oh goodness, the Jaguars or I think the Cougars. Uh, well, visiting Spartanburg Methodist College Cougars will be taking on your home USC Sauk Indians, and then I do the visiting team starting lineup, and then our starting lineup, and then boom, then I go into the play-by-play. So not only am I the PA announcer for the team, I'm also the play-by-play guy. So pretty much every sound that you would hear during a basketball game is me. So the only thing about it that makes it so tricky though is that usually the play-by-play is done through broadcast. And so technically speaking, I probably wouldn't be able to do both if it was done a bit differently, because I can't like do play-by-play. Well, yeah, I'd probably definitely could still do that. Yeah. Anyway, what am I talking? Anyway, whatever. So is that all that I want to cover? So yeah, then I do the play-by-play. Excuse me. Um, yeah, so I'm pretty much talking the whole game. Usually I have a water on my side to keep my voice fresh, because that is a lot of yelling, especially when we get a big play like a three, or we get a huge dunk. And also, I've actually I don't know if they've actually noticed, because we've had some PA system issues throughout the course of the season. So some things that I have said haven't been pretty clear, but it's so strict for me because I know what I'm saying, but a lot of times they don't know what I'm saying, and that's where the issue comes into play. So then um the as far as announcing goes, you talk about the Bruce Buffers and the Mike Breens and the Dick Vitales, etc. And we all know that Mike Breen is most famously known for the bang bang, when someone hits a three. So I kind of thought about, like, what could I say that no one else says or have said to be like our signature phrase or word that when we get a huge three. And so I just say, for instance, who can I use? Who can I use? I don't want to sound like I'm picking favorites, because I love all the guys. I don't pick favorites with them at all. I love all of them the same. Who can I say? I'm gonna use the point guard, Makai. So say for instance, Makai's a three, be like Trey Ball Makai Rivers, and then yeah, that's kind of like the signature thing that I say when we hit a three. I haven't really made a signature phrase for like a dunk. Sometimes I'll be like boom, something like that. But it's never really been. I never really developed a signature phrase for when someone dunks. I just say, for instance, like if JB Justin Baxter, if he throws it down, I'd be like, Justin Baxter throws it down, whatever, something like that. So yeah, I think that about does that cover everything. Can we finally get into game film? Okay, well yeah, so we had this game, and obviously if you're a student or staff within the university, you don't have to pay to get in the game. But if you are not, then you got to pay that $5, which to me ain't nothing. We should have. I truly believe with the me doing the national anthem, all that. All right. So Nev wins us the tip, and Justin takes it down, and he misses the layup. All right, so let's get it. This is actual film. This is not a drill. This is me doing actually what I do. Give me all a piece of my job. Okay. Good defense, guys. Good D. Jay's gonna kick it to Nev, and Nev can't get the call. I love about our guys, man. We are not afraid to attack the rim. We will. Nobody on our team is like afraid to attack the rim with force. Even like Makai. Makai is the smallest guy, usually not just on our team, but the whole entire court usually, and attacks the rim the hardest. Always willing to put his body on the line. Just gotta love four, man. Gotta love four. Um, Speaking of, Makai is gonna take it in, pass it out in the corner to Jay. Jay drives and can't scoop it in. Okay, that is. I got the name of the players kind of late, so now I definitely don't remember who's who. So I'm probably just gonna end up calling out numbers here. Justin takes it in and lays it in. Yeah, JB. JB played great this game. And in a second, I'll once we get through this kind of right into the somewhat of the first half, I'll get into that in a second. All right, Jay gets the board, kicks it to Makai. Kai takes it in, kicks it out to Isaac, kicks it to Jay. Jay takes it inside, spins, loses control of the ball, kicks it back out to Isaac. Isaac pulls up for three, can't get it to go. Nev gets the offensive rebound, gives it to Makai, pulls up for the midi and knocks it in. Nev pressing that half court. Oh, Makai gets the steal. Also, Makai, despite like his like I said, like him being small, it's a great defender. Great defender. I think he gets like I don't want to lie on him. Maybe like 3.5 steals a game, 2.5 steals a game. I don't know how I would compare him to. You could say Patrick Beverly, but I think he's in a way better playmaker and facilitator than Patrick Beverly is. No offense to Pat Bev, but I'm just saying. And see, look, like I mean, rebounding, like all at his size. Nev with it, kicks it back inside to Justin. Yeah, JB was on one this game. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't really find like your traditional bigs anymore in basketball. Not your, back 'em down, spin hook type bigs anymore. You get bigs now that just want to stretch the floor and they just move up to the 3 point line, like the Jokic's and the Joel Embiid's, Karl Anthony Towns, Miles Turner, etc. Like you getting these bigs that are on the perimeter. And I'm not saying Tristan can't hit them because trust me, like everyone on the team, regardless of how big they are, is pulling threes and shoot around. So everyone is definitely capable of hitting a three. We literally have shooters from top to bottom. Like it's crazy. Okay, JB with the board. Kai takes it down, kicks it in the corner to Nev, and JB goes back up with it and lays it in and gets the and one. Okay, so at this point we are up 10-2 with 16 minutes left in the first half. I think JB has definitely kind of brought it as more like I'm not gonna say like emotional side, but more like passionate side of him as the season has progressed. Because it's like look at him at like shoot around or like during the game, and it's just like he's just balling. Like he just wants to hoop. But now, man, he's dunking it on you and roaring in your face and throwing the ball at you, and he's really getting passionate, and you just love to see a passionate guy, but especially a passionate guy who can hoop. Like you got guys that are just nonstop talkers that can't hoop. Isaac in the corner for three, bang, tray ball, his shot, Isaac. Actually, it was kind of brought up to me about nicknames. It was like people been asking me like, you don't give the guys nicknames. I was like, nah. But if it were, it was like, if it were, it would be like just initial only. But I wouldn't mind coming up with some. So, guys on the team, my boys, what's going on? If y'all ever come across this, which I hope y'all do, 'cause I definitely want y'all to tune into this, because it's about y'all, of course. What y'all think about nicknames? I mean, I know we have about seasons pretty much almost wraps, but what y'all think? I definitely make up some. Actually, I brought up one to Isaac, number 0, as you just saw hit the three, about him being sub-zero, and he said he kind of liked it, so I wouldn't mind doing it for all of them. It seems as if they called a timeout. All right, we back on. All right, Jay's gonna inbound it to Isaac, and it gets tipped. Okay, so they say Isaac tipped it. It's gonna go to SMC. All right, Kai gonna take it inside. Hezzy's gives it out to Nev. Nev for three. Nope. All right, and we force a turnover. I mean, man, I just love this group, man. Coach Lentz and the rest of the coaching staff really recruited a great group of guys. Thank them so much for welcoming me in and with great acceptance and everything. And I just love those guys. And trust me, you'll see much more of getting to know them as individuals as not just as series progresses, but you kind of build like a brotherhood and like a family with them. So you kind of just get closer with them and can kind of collaborate with them in other ways as well. So you'll see more of their trust. You'll see more of them. All right, Jay on the ISO. Screen from Justin. Justin takes it in and yep, puts it in. Now at this point we are up. I believe what 18-9, and Justin's gonna look to make it 19. Okay, so I think I know what I did. I reacted to the first 8 minutes, so from 20 minutes to 12, and then I reacted to the last 2 minutes before the half. Okay, yeah, I remember now. All right. Good defense by Jay, but wasn't enough as guy from SMC knocks it on in. We calculate the screen from Nev. Kicks it in the corner to Jay. Jay takes it inside, steps back, kicks it out. Kicks it out of bounds, actually. Okay, so at this point we're up 19-11. 13 minutes to go. Yeah, so we're going to probably have about like another little minute of covering this, and then we'll get into the last 2 minutes. Then I'll kind of take y'all through what went on for me at halftime. All right, we back in there. I was like, Jay just checked in. JC, Jaden Cancella, number 23. You know, your typical 3-and-D guy. Can hit a three when needed, and when asked to guard the other team's best player, JC gonna get him for sure. Justin can't hang on to the rebound. They're fighting for it. Oh, 5 white jerseys are down there. Love to see it. Yeah. Isaac's gonna take it down. Kicks it out to Jaden. Kicks it back out to Isaac. Kicks it around to Makai. Pass it inside to JB. Oh, JB tried to throw it on the left hand. Duncan couldn't get it to go. It's like someone just fouled. Can't really see who though. But in that moment, of course, I knew I had to announce all that stuff. You know, who the foul is on, how many they have as a team, etc. All right, checking in, my guy Darcy, Dars, love Dars, man. Oh, G Kirk, running back. Oh, I'm glad G Kirk do be getting, he do be going off with that ball. He really be getting in his bag. I didn't even realize that he checked in. And they called another foul on Nev. So looks like the currently that we have out there right now is, I'm thinking Grayson at the 1, Darcy at the 2, JC at the 3, Nev at the 4, and JB at the 5. Oh well, checking in. You got number 1, 𝒮𝒶𝓁𝓀𝒽𝒶𝓁𝓀𝒾ℯ. We actually just followed me on Instagram the other day. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, Dar's gonna take it in. I can't let it in. Need a little more on that one, Darce. A little more on that one. All right, so about 18 seconds left before we kind of end this little section of the first half. Here's the number 11 for SMC. Yep, 11. At the line for 2. Checking into the game. Finn. Number 9. Bentley Bachelor. Yeah, so that covers that. Before I get into halftime, I kind of want to get into like everybody's name and everything, kind of introduce you to everyone. So I'm kind of trying to go without looking at anything to refresh my memory. Get give y'all like a introduction of everyone. So starting off from 0, got guard Mr. Isaac Kubero. That is number 0. Number 1, you have forward/center ℰ𝓅𝒾𝓆 Kachaku. Number 2, I think we have a number 2. I don't think so. Yeah, so then you go to 3. That is GK. Grayson Kirk, guard. Then you have number 4, starting point guard, Mr. Makai Rivers. At 5, I don't think we have a 5. 6, my guy, Tyler O'Neill, guard. 7, don't think there's a 7. 8, got Declan Combe, guard. And then you got number 9, Finley Batchelor, forward center. Number 10, there's no 10. You got number 11, Mr. Reese Grocott, forward center. No 12. Wait, right? No 12, no 13. No, oh, wait a minute. I was like, we don't have a 2. Yes, we do. My fault, Nev. Oh, my bad. That's my guy. My fault, Nev. Number 2, forward guard, Navardi Higgins. My guy. My fault. Yes, that's our number 2. Okay, so he's transformed down to 15, which is Mr. Jay Chisholm, guard forward. No 16, no 17, no 18. Oh, 14. Oh, I'm tripping. My guy, Darce. My fault, Darce. Number 14, Darcy Perez, guard forward. Okay, and I think that's going to take me to number 20 with Justin Baxter, forward center. And then 23, last but not least, Mr. Jaden Cancelo. Oh, and then you have Kai. What number is Kai? My fault, Kai. I want to say like 6. No, it's Tyler's 6. I think Kai is like 12. Anywho, so with this, you're gonna get like typical like little broadcasting, little mini broadcast. You're gonna get some interviews here and there from who's hot at halftime and the coaches, and then some post-game interview from also the head coach, or well, one of the coaches on the coaching staff, and then probably either the player that was hot also at halftime, or whoever kind of just picked it up in the second half and overall had a more, what's the word I want to use, substantial performance than the guy that was hot at halftime. So I was able to pull Coach Lynch and Justin for some halftime interviews. Now, some of these you're going to see where it depends on like the timing, where it's just going to be audio only of these interviews, or if I can grab them in person, then you will see an actual, a video recording of the interview. So I grabbed Coach Lynch at halftime, and I asked him. So I said, Justin had 10 points at half. What do you prioritize, knowing that the other team is going to pick up on that, but also to keep him as aggressive as involved in the offense as well? Take a listen to what he had to say.
For JB, this is nothing new. He's been scoring at a really, really efficient rate the entire season, and so we've seen just about every type of adjustment from the other team possible. They can send the double. JB is a very, very good passer. He does a nice job. Sometimes I think that JB is a little too unselfish, and even when the double is coming, I'd like to see him go strong. But he's proven that he can score there. So going into halftime, JB having 10 points, I just wanted him to be more aggressive.
So then again, I asked him, what adjustments are you going to make personally to... Wait, hold on. What adjustments are you going to make personally hitting in the second half? See what he had to say.
The only real adjustment I wanted to see us make at halftime headed into that second half was I just wanted the guys to take a couple deep breaths and calm down. We had a great environment in the Palace. There was roughly 300-400 people in the gym, and I just wanted to see our guys, take a deep breath and remember that they're there to support us. They're there to cheer us on, and trying to just get them to play a little bit more loose.
So then afterward, I was able to pull Justin for a couple of questions. And well, technically, he, out of respect, didn't want his voice to be muffled or anything because he was kind of still under the weather. So what I told him what I would do was just, to quote him. So I'm gonna split it 1-1. Yeah, so yeah, it's right. So I asked him, I said you had 10 points at half. Did you approach the game with aggressiveness, or did it just naturally happen that way? His response was, I would say I approached that game aggressively because something I've started to live by is play every game like it's your last, which, by all accounts, is not bad at all. You should be doing that because you don't know when the last time you're going to pick up a basketball. And, when that ball drops, or when that ball stops bouncing, it's pretty much it. So, great thing for him to say, obviously.